Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Tracer Burnout. I'm Dan,
And I'm Roger.
and this is our second
Second.
annual Thanksgiving special, otherwise known as pie-stravaganza.
Once you hit 2 or greater, you can start calling it an annual event. Calling it the annual event on the first one is very pretentious.
Well, then it would be inaugural.
Yes, quite true.
But we've got something a little bit different than last year.
We do.
So, one thing that we are going to keep the same is the Thanksgiving proclamation. So, who did you choose to proclaim this Thanksgiving?
So last year, as you recall, we did the first president of the United States, Mr. George Washington. You may have heard of him. The first one. So at the first inaugural, or his inaugural presidency, I should say, the first Thanksgiving. So this year we'll be doing Mr. Abraham Lincoln. You also may have heard of him.
A time or two,
Honest
I believe
Abe.
so. Yeah.
So,
He's the one that made it official.
which is what we're going to discuss right now. So, a little bit of background. October 3rd, 1863, President Lincoln issued a proclamation designated the last Thursday of November next as a day of Thanksgiving. Lincoln's announcement marked the culmination of a multi-decade campaign by Sarah Joseph Hale to make Thanksgiving into a national holiday. Although Lincoln wrote the vast majority of his state papers, the Thanksgiving Proclamation was in fact drafted by Seward. I'm reading this from battlefields.org, by the way, so thank you to them over there. So, the proclamation by the President of the United States. A proclamation. The year that is drawing towards its close has been filled with the blessings of fruitful fields and healthful skies. To these bounties, which are so constantly enjoyed that we are prone to forget the source from which they come, others have been added which are so extraordinary in nature that they cannot fail to penetrate and soften even the heart which is habitually insensible to the ever-watchful providence of Almighty God. In the midst of a civil war of unequaled magnitude and severity, which has sometimes seemed to foreign states to invite and to provoke their aggression, peace has been preserved with all nations, order has been maintained, the laws have been respected and obeyed, and harmony has prevailed everywhere except in the theater of military conflict, while that theater has been greatly contracted by the advancing armies and navies of the Union. Needful diversions of wealth and of strength from the fields of peaceful industry to the national defense have not arrested the plow, the shuttle, or the ship. The axe has enlarged the borders of our settlements, and the mines, as well of iron and coal as of precious metals, have yielded even more abundantly than heretofore. Population has steadily increased, notwithstanding the waste that has been made in the camp, the siege, and the battlefield. And the country, rejoicing in the consciousness of augmented strength and vigor, is permitted to expect continuance of years with large increase of freedom. No human counsel hath devised, nor hath any mortal hand worked out these great things. They are the gracious gifts of the Most High God, who, while dealing with us in anger for our sins, hath nevertheless remembered mercy. It has seemed to me fit and proper that they should be solemnly, reverently, and gratefully acknowledged as with one heart and one voice by the whole American people. I do therefore invite my fellow citizens in every part of the United States, and also those who are at sea and those who are sojourning in foreign lands, to set apart and observe the last Thursday of November next as a day of thanksgiving and praise to our beneficent Father who dwelleth in the heavens. And I recommend to them that while offering up the ascriptions justly due to him for such singular deliverances and blessings, they do also, with humble penitence for our national perverseness and disobedience, commend to his tender care all those who have become widows, orphans, mourners, or sufferers in the lamentable civil strife in which we are unavoidably engaged, and fervently implore the interposition of the Almighty hand to deal the wounds of the nation and to restore it as soon as may be consistent with the divine purpose to the full enjoyment of peace, harmony, tranquility, and the union. In testimony whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused this seal of the United States to be affixed, done at the city of Washington this 3rd day of October, in the year of our Lord 1863, and of the independence of the United States, the 88th. By the President Abraham Lincoln, William H. Seward's Secretary of State. That might be one of the longest sentences I've ever read.
Yes. Sarah Hale is known as the mother of Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. You know what else she should be known as? The mother of torment. Because she is also the author of everybody's favorite song, Mary Had a Little Lamb. And for those of you with children, or maybe even you yourself as a child, played it on that god-awful instrument known as a recorder when you were first learning musical notes.
Invented by Lucifer himself.
So, Sarah Hale has many claims to fame. Infamy, perhaps?
Sarah Hale.
Yes. Also, Abraham Lincoln said it on the last Thursday of the month. Do you know why it is now the fourth Thursday?
I wasn't aware that there was a change on that, but okay, yeah.
During World War II, for 2 years in a row, there were 5 Thursdays.
Just a quirk of the Gregorian calendar.
Yeah.
So we can blame the Romans for that.
So people were a bit confused on how to do things.
What have the Romans ever done for us?
Besides the aqueducts. All right.
All right.
Now, also, as we did last year, we're going to go ahead and shout out a couple of charities. And in keeping with Lincoln's proclamation, I chose the Gettysburg Foundation.
Oh, well played.
I have been giving to them for years because my father took me as a young lad to Gettysburg. I took my son to Gettysburg. And I did not know this until recently, but even during times of government shutdown, the Gettysburg Park will not be shut down because the Gettysburg Foundation keeps it open. So you can go to the website and help them preserve the legacy of our country and also keep it from being shut down during times of congressional discord.
Yes, we'll go with that. That's the most charitable reading on it. Oh, those rascals in Washington are at it again. Yes. Okay.
Yes. What about you?
Solid choice. Mine, it's so hard to choose. I wanted to do Eagle Rock again, which I love, but I did them last year. So this year I chose Team Red, White, and Blue, also known as Team RWB. Mm-hmm. We shot a quick hit with the now leader of the organization, Mike Sully Sullivan.
At the time, he was the incoming.
Correct. So as we record this now, he is sometime in October. He was he rose to be El Jefe of that really great organization. Mm-hmm. Their raison d'etre is basically just to promote physical fitness, camaraderie, and fraternity among military veterans, still serving members, as well as family members. It's just a great patriotic organization that has identified the correlation between mental health within the veteran community in particular and an active physical fitness oriented lifestyle. And so we tip our hats to them this afternoon as well.
Yeah, they are awesome, and I'm sure that Sully has already started doing an amazing job.
Yes.
He's been involved with it since the very beginning.
Yes.
Since its inception.
Since he got that phone call at the very beginning.
Yes.
Yes.
So
tip of the hat to both of those great organizations. Thank you.
Yes. Now, in keeping with this year's Thanksgiving theme, pie-stravaganza, but yet also in keeping with the beginning and with the proclamation, our first piece of pie is called a Jefferson Davis pie. I did not name it. That is just what the cookbook calls it. It's even what the search engine found. So, as far as I'm aware, there is no different name for it.
Now, are we going to be using the Cool Whip?
We can if you want.
There is Cool Whip. Yes. That is present.
If you want to. There we go.
Now, because I'm sinister left-handed person, this is going to get a little interesting here. So
yes.
I know it's a right-handed person's world.
It is this one here.
The one with the texture on the top?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is a Jefferson Davis pie, so I assume it's salted with the tears of the vanquished. And a little bit of bourbon.
There is actually a recipe for bourbon whipped cream that I thought about making, but making 4 pies was just enough, so I just went out and got store-bought.
Yeah, just so anybody listening knows, Dan does all of his own baking.
Yes. I love cooking.
And he looks absolutely adorable while he does it.
I do.
With a little apron and
wearing only my apron.
It's good, my friend.
It's so good. Some dates, some pecans, some raisins.
Are they pecans or pecans?
It doesn't matter. They taste the same, regardless of what you call them.
Irregardless?
Irregardless. Yes. But
I'm not going to eat the whole thing. It's a good start.
So, pie. There is a town in Colchester, Connecticut that canceled Thanksgiving one year because they could not make pumpkin pie. Because back in the day, pumpkin pie, I mean, I'm sure you still can, but molasses was a key ingredient in pumpkin pie. And something had happened to the molasses shipment or production, so they couldn't make pumpkin pie. And because they could not have pumpkin pie,
they canceled Christmas.
They canceled Thanksgiving, or delayed it anyway.
Fair enough. I thought it was going to be something nutmeg related from the nutmeg state. That is a thing, by the way, for Connecticut. Not a whole lot going on there, but we love you anyway.
So,
very nice.
Is there any reason that you would deem likewise acceptable to delay or cancel Thanksgiving?
No. The show must go on.
Yeah.
If Honest Abe set it into motion by your hero, Sarah Hale.
So, like, even if certain family members, like their flight was delayed, things like that, they got locked or they got stuck at the airport because TSA wasn't working.
I think I misunderstood your question because you're talking at the very local family level. I thought you were talking at the governmental level. Okay.
We don't need to talk about the government.
Okay.
We both have thoughts on the government getting involved in things.
Those rascals in Washington. At the familial level, yeah, absolutely. That's happened in my many military families have had to, and I'm sure first responder families who have swing shifts and all kinds of stuff going on that have had to show flexibility in their observance of this holiday.
Is there a maximum time in delay? Because I mean, Thanksgiving is so close to Christmas. Would you be willing to delay it a week, 2 weeks? What is too much before you just say, see you at Christmas?
I never actually thought about it, but that's a great question. Because the symbolism of Thanksgiving is so important, I would say that there is no statute of limitations on the observance of Thanksgiving, and you can do it all the way up until Christmas Eve. Okay. Obviously, that's an unorthodox, literally an unorthodox way to do it, but...
Yeah. I suppose everybody would have their own reasons for delaying and setting a new timetable, but I would think 2 weeks is probably the max, because 2 weeks after that is Christmas. You know.
I mean, you're deep
two or 3 weeks.
You're deep in Mariah Carey territory at that point.
Yeah. Ugh.
So again, to reiterate from last year, ladies and gentlemen, no Christmas music until you finished cleaning the dishes from Thanksgiving. Give the turkey his due.
You got anything interesting about Thanksgiving?
Yeah. I had a couple prepared questions, and because I have the attention span of a fruit fly, I had to actually write them down. Okay. First, there are many ways to prepare a Thanksgiving turkey. What is your preferred and/or the only way that you like your turkey prepared?
Baked in the oven.
So baked.
Yeah.
And/or roasted. What's the difference between baking and roasting?
The temperature.
Okay. All right.
Oh, I suppose you could roast it over an open fire if you really wanted to.
Correct.
So, exposure to the heat. Interesting.
If anybody knows the difference between baking and roasting, feel free to let us know.
I suppose it depends on what you're roasting, really. and how you're roasting.
Yeah.
But yeah, baked. Baked is, I mean, I don't want to say it's the best, but I'm not really big on fried. I'm really not. I've had smoked turkey before.
Yeah.
Turkey done in a smoker. And that was different. I mean, it wasn't bad, but I mean, it wasn't like, mind-breakingly amazing.
For a poultry like that in a smoker, I assume you have to do it in portions, meaning you smoke the breast or you smoke the dark meat or whatever. Like you don't do the whole bird at once, do you?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't do it. I was invited over to a friend's house, and it was already done. So
the deep frying of the turkey was popular for a pretty long time. And I know there are people that still do it, so people are going to comment and throw food at me when I say this, but the frying seems to be less popular than it used to be. If that makes sense. My preferred way that my beloved likes to make it, and when I say she likes to make it, I mean I like the way she makes it.
Of course.
Okay. Is brining. So putting it in a sealed bag in a brine, which is just obviously a very heavily salt water type mixture, and you let it, I don't think marinate is the right word, but you let it sit in that for a prolonged period of time.
Soak.
Yeah, I mean, and it soaks up all the salt. Is basically rosemary, whatever else is used, and then you bake it or roast
Well, I mean, I guess that would depending on what else you put in the brine, then it would be marinating.
Yeah. So again, and then to your point, it just ends up getting roasted in the oven. Same. But there's that extra step that's involved. So,
Did you know that the Butterball hotline gets over 100,000 calls every year in November and December?
Is this deep fry catastrophes that
No, just they want to know. Like people call and they're just like, "How do I make my turkey?"
You read the instructions?
In an era where everything now is online and YouTube videos and step-by-step instructions, I bet I could find over 100,000 different videos on YouTube, alone on YouTube, on how to prepare a turkey. Why are you still calling the Butterball hotline to have somebody else?
That's probably people of a certain age that are doing that.
Entirely possible. Plus, I mean, I'm sure that it has their... I have not looked, but I'm sure that on a Butterball turkey, it probably has their hotline number and says, call for help, call for,
Well, I was going to say, it's either that or people that are a little bit brined themselves, if you get my meaning.
Yes.
Alcohol.
Next pie.
Yes. Okay. What do we got?
Next one here is a Tar Heel pie. So, it is.
It looks like chocolate.
It is.
Okay.
It is a chocolate pie with some pecans on the bottom.
Why Tar Heel?
I don't know. Again, I did not name these pies. But it is sweet. It's pretty thick, so it's kind of fudgy. But if you like chocolate, this is the pie for you.
So like you, it's a little sweet, a little thick, and totally nuts.
How long have you been waiting to use that?
7. The answer is always 7. Despite all the fanfare, we have actually not gotten out the Cool Whip.
That's all right. I'll be using it soon.
Oh, okay.
Now, last year, people will remember my take on green bean casserole.
Mm-hmm. Legendary take.
And I made it pretty clear that Campbell's recipe for green bean casserole was easily one of the worst. However,
with all due respect,
did you know that Campbell's is actually responsible for the invention of green bean casserole?
Big Campbell's.
Yep. It was originally called green bean bake It was invented by a woman named Dorcas Riley. I am not kidding. That is her name. Dorcas. Dorcas Riley.
And like a middle school age boy, I'm giggling over here.
She was in their home economics department at Campbell's, and it was so successful. I mean, it took off so wildly that they printed the recipe on the cans of cream of mushroom soup. And that is also why you have recipes on Campbell's soup cans.
We have Dorcas.
Dorcas Riley. Yes. So we have visited this topic once before. What is one of your, maybe not the least favorite, but one of your least favorite foods on the Thanksgiving table?
Okay.
Because my answer is already the green bean casserole.
Oh, we're gonna circle back to that. So my least favorite. I'll tell you, when I was a child, anything that had nuts in it was a no for me. That has changed over the years. My palate is so much more sophisticated.
Yes, you have matured.
No, neither one of us can say that without giggling. Anything, and here's the thing: I could eat like a bowl of mixed nuts, and it was fine. Mm-hmm. The moment that nuts were introduced into another dish, it was a no for me. Absolutely not. Just the texture was so unnecessary. Which brings us to present day. Cheese, because I'm the last thing from a picky eater, man. I gotta tell you, I'll say this, because I go so heavy on mashed potatoes and sweet potatoes, sweet potato pie. I usually shy. This is heresy for some of you, I know. I usually shy away from the rolls, not because I dislike rolls, but because I'm pretty starched up by the time I get through all the stuff that I really want.
Carbo loaded.
Yeah. So again, I love dinner rolls as a general rule, but on Thanksgiving I usually pass.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
How about you? I mean, anything else?
No.
You're all Dorcas. It's Dorcas all the way to the bottom.
Damn you, Dorcas Riley. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is probably
green bean bake by Dorcas Riley.
I'm calling an audible on the order on which I was going to ask you questions. I'm moving 3 to 2. Have you had a change of heart on cranberry sauce, Dan?
No. My take is the correct one, and I was seconded by the senior enlisted advisor. Then the senior enlisted advisor to the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Mr. John Wayne Troxell himself, sat here where I am sitting now.
Sitting in this very spot.
Yes. And he immediately, without hesitation, said cranberry sauce. And I don't care what you guys in the comments say about how, I haven't had real cranberry sauce.
Oh, you haven't had my wife's.
I have lived my entire life all across this globe, and I have had cranberry sauce on virtually every continent. And no, it's still the most overrated.
I can't go.
I refuse to apologize for that.
I cannot go with you where you go now.
I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm not saying that there aren't, good ones out there. I'm saying it's the most overrated.
Have you ever had? Okay, so whole or jellied cranberry sauce are out for you. They're overrated. Fine. Have you ever had cranberry Jell-O shots?
Yes.
Any thoughts on those?
Those should not be involved in your Thanksgiving.
Well, I will not confirm or deny if I've ever had cranberry Jell-O shots on or around the Thanksgiving holiday, because that would be an endorsement or condoning of the vast consumption of alcohol, something of which I'm not prepared to do right now.
Well, a friend of ours,
mutual friend,
Mark, this is a few years ago, for an event, his wife made some Jell-O shots, and they were not good.
Mistakes were made,
and I mean, it's Jell-O and alcohol. I don't really see how it's that complicated a process, but apparently it is.
If college students can do it.
I helped make her feel better because I had more than my fair share.
You took one for the team,
Yes.
or 5.
Yes.
Again, mistakes were made.
All right. Next piece of pie.
All right.
Pecan. Pecan pie. Or pecan, if you choose to pronounce it like that. Now, this is the
Or pecan. Like, there's a third pronunciation. I know.
weirdos.
I know.
Now, this is my favorite. This should be... This is dessert for all year round. I don't care what anybody says.
Now, our episode last year, I asked you what your 3 favorite desserts were, and you said, and I quote, pecan pie, pecan pie, pecan pie.
Mm-hmm.
I assume this holds.
Mm-hmm. It's my absolute favorite. I went a little bit heavy with the pecans for this one, but
Because you're nuts?
because I'm nuts.
That's good, though, with the crunch on the top.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's the way to do it.
Leave it in the oven for just a little bit longer so it gets that nice crunchiness right there on top. You are, of course, familiar with the Macy's Day Parade.
It's the end of Thanksgiving and or the kickoff to Christmas. Yeah.
You are aware of it. Mm-hmm. Millions and millions and millions of people either go to and observe in person or watch on television the Macy's Day Parade every year.
For decades.
For nearly a century.
Yeah.
Minus 2 years in World War II. They are almost at 100 years of the Thanksgiving Day Parade. Originally, they used zoo animals. Obviously, bears being paraded down the street and other animals.
That's a power move right there.
Terrified children. So they switched to balloons.
It never looked back.
When they switched to balloons, the balloons did not have any size regulations. And so year after year, people were trying to compete with each
Outdo
other
each other,
and
yes.
get bigger and bigger and bigger balloons. And then in 1997, things got out of control. There was a particularly windy day or what have you, and Felix the cat went over here, and Cat in the Hat went over there. And to get the balloons under control, the police had to stab them to deflate them.
I wish I could have been there to see the looks on the children's faces.
That's where I'm going with this. Now, afterwards, after that debacle in 1997, size regulations were enforced. What do you think would be more terrifying for your children, assuming they were all, younger, because they're growing up fast, like weeds.
Too fast.
But so, ages say 5 to 9. What do you think would be more terrifying and traumatizing? Seeing bears and other, lions, tigers, bears, oh my, being paraded down the street and, nothing between you and them except the curb of the sidewalk? Or watching the Cat in the Hat be stabbed?
I was going to say, seeing Winnie the Pooh being bayoneted to death. Oh, bother. To answer your question, I think being up close and personal to a puma and a grizzly bear would probably be more fearful for the adults and children in presence.
Originally,
thanks for noticing me.
Originally, when they switched over to balloons at the end of the parade, they would just release the balloons
to be sucked into the engine intakes.
they would just let them go.
So that would be Pooh's revenge. It's taking down a 747. Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Oh. Macy's Day Parade.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that would
Bother.
risk management. Risk management.
Okay. I've got another one for you. We joked around about cranberry shots, cranberry Jello shots. All. Mm-hmm. Do you have a adult beverage or cocktail of choice, either on or in the immediate vicinity of the Thanksgiving holiday?
Usually I'm in a food coma for a while, so I may have one in the evening. I may have a whiskey or a bourbon or a scotch in the evening. You know, you're not really eating another meal. You know, depending on what time you eat. Some people do their things
We usually eat
for
later.
like a late lunch, early dinner kind of thing. So you might be picking at a few things, you know. But yeah, I certainly.
I mean, is it out of the ordinary from what you usually?
No.
Okay.
No. No, but it would. I wouldn't be able to do a beer.
Oh no.
That's just.
Young me, yes. There's always room. Older me,
older
no.
me, no.
No. Yeah,
No.
agreed.
No. Mm. Yeah.
I have a self-made tradition that I started. I mean, it would have been after college. I would have been in my probably mid-20s, where I would get a bottle of wild turkey, usually the stronger proof stuff because there's a couple to choose from. But,
Of course.
But not the honey liqueur. I mean, like the actual, the 101 proof or whatever.
Yeah.
So wild turkey, yes, because it's on Thanksgiving. The symbolism is pretty plain there. Just a little bit, like a splash of ginger ale, just enough to add bubbles. So it's not a heavy soda mix, and then just a splash of pure cranberry, like concentrate. So not the cran apple stuff you get. I mean, just the concentrate, just so it colors it a little bit. You know, and then a couple ice cubes. Real simple, total self. I never really came up with a clever name for it. So if anybody has any ideas, I'm all ears. But
A bloody turkey.
a bloody turkey. So, yeah. Okay. It's the one time a year I drink wild turkey, which is not generally my go-to.
Yeah.
Although the mesquite's the long branch is good. It's the mesquite finish. I know how you feel about celebrity whiskeys. That one's pretty good. That one's Mr. All right.
Oh, McConaughey.
Yeah.
Celebrity
The mesquite
whiskeys.
finish is nice, though. It's good. They're not all bad.
Yeah. They're rich enough already. They don't need my money.
We do like our friends at McTavish. So.
Oh yeah. That stuff's amazing. All right. Well, there's one piece of pie left.
Okay.
It is the Thanksgiving staple. It is pumpkin pie. Now, before we delve into our pumpkin pie,
Okay.
as I went about, shopping, running errands, doing whatever, collecting the ingredients and whatnot that I needed for pie-stravaganza, I noticed, and maybe it's always been around or been around for a while, but it was glaringly obvious to me how insane the pumpkin spice madness has really gotten. Last year,
This was a slow build. I didn't know.
last year I ranted about candles and whey protein. It has taken it to a whole new level.
Just when you thought it couldn't get worse.
You and your brood are not helping things with your pumpkin spice Cheerios. There are pumpkin spice marshmallows. Pumpkin spice pancake and waffle batter. Pumpkin Spice Pop-Tarts. Pumpkin Spice Butter Spread. No, I'm sorry. It's not even butter spread. It's just Pumpkin Spice Spread. Go into your local adult beverage store, and you will find Pumpkin Spice Rum Chata. Pumpkin Spice Pop-Tarts. Did I ever say that?
You did.
But you know where they failed? These Pumpkin Spice
The Mafia.
aficionados.
The pumpkin
These Pumpkin Spice
Illuminati.
obsessed. You know where they failed?
The Palluminati.
Do you know what is not pumpkin spiced? Pumpkin seeds. Right there next to your sunflower seeds that you can also find in a variety of strange flavors. You can find pumpkin seeds right there, and guess what they're not? Pumpkin spice.
That might be a little too meta for some people. It's like it's pumpkin spice inception.
Daily, I lose faith in the human race.
I've read the Old Testament, man. We've been pretty awful for a long time, and if you make me wait to eat this pumpkin pie any longer,
All right, so without further ado,
out comes the Cool Whip.
the Cool Whip. Say Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton.
All right, a little dollop of Cool Whip on my pumpkin pie. There you go.
Can a dollop be anything other than sour cream?
Sure.
Okay. I want to make sure I know the rules.
Yeah.
All right, Cool Whip.
Okay. Pumpkin pie.
I thought you were going to tell me that there's no such thing as pumpkin spice flavored pumpkin pie, which might actually be true.
You can buy pumpkin pie spice for baking, but it is not the same. It's very close, but it's not quite the same as pumpkin spice. Pumpkin pie spice is slightly different for those of you that didn't know.
The woman who I've pledged my life to, also known as my wife, doesn't eat pumpkin pie. You hear my voice cracking. I'm still riddled with grief over this, and I didn't know this until after we got married.
Is it tied to some sort of childhood trauma?
There's no other reasonable explanation.
Or maybe it's a more recent occurrence, and she too is fed up with the pumpkin spice ridiculousness.
The amount of betrayal that I have endured
Now,
because of the dearth of pumpkin pie in my house during this holiday season.
I'll give you a piece to go
Okay.
when we wrapped up here. Now, long ago, there used to be a single person that was responsible for providing the White House with the turkeys for Thanksgiving. But he passed away in like 1913, something like that. So over the ensuing years, people would send different things to the White House for them to have for their Thanksgiving meal. In 1927, Calvin Coolidge was in office.
Silent Cal.
Yes. He was in office, and he was sent a raccoon for his Thanksgiving meal. And
Very gamey.
somewhat understandably, he had no desire to try it. He had never had raccoon before, and he didn't really feel like starting. So he kept it as a pet, and its name was Rebecca. And he and his wife had fun with that raccoon for the rest of their time in the White House, and it got up to all sorts of crazy hijinks. It was a very popular.
Wasn't he a widower?
His wife, Grace.
Okay.
I believe. But you and I have spent many Thanksgivings around the world.
Yes.
What is the, maybe not necessarily odd to us, but something that you've had for Thanksgiving that may be odd to just an average person?
I have the perfect answer. When it was presented to me, because it was overseas, it was not presented as a Thanksgiving meal because that's an American holiday, although the Anglosphere is kind of caught on in their own way. I know the Canadians celebrate their Thanksgiving.
They have nothing to be thankful for. I covered this last year.
It's true. Theirs is in October. But to answer your question, I spent a Thanksgiving in Sri Lanka many moons ago, and I had some curried tuna with papadum, which is like...
Oh, curried tuna.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was, again, not presented as a Thanksgiving meal to the American. It was just a regular meal to them. But it was Thanksgiving for me. And it was amazing.
Yeah. Okay.
It was absolutely amazing. Just when I say fresh, I mean, like I watched the guy reel it in.
Oh, wow. Cool.
It was good.
That's pretty cool.
Love Sri Lanka. Amazing country. The government's terrible. Like most, I guess it's like most countries when you really think about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about you?
Very early on in my career, I was in the field for Thanksgiving, doing it was myself and I think like 3 or 4 other people, and we were detailed out to secure the training area so that everything would be ready to roll once the unit showed up.
Yeah.
On I think it was Saturday, so we sat out there for 2 days in frozen Fort Drum, New York, and before the NCOSC left, leaving 4 junior soldiers in the middle of this frozen training area, he threw us all a turkey MRE. Do you remember those?
I do.
And do you remember what it came with?
Oh, mercy me. I don't.
It was a slab o turkey.
As far as we know.
As far as we know, it was labeled turkey. A packet of mashed potatoes that were certainly not mashed potatoes, and they never cooked all the way, so it was just
gelatinous,
awful, and granulated gravy.
Yeah, no, I do remember that. Yeah,
and that was probably the most interesting thing that I've eaten on a Thanksgiving.
I've definitely had a few MRE Thanksgivings.
Oh, I have as well, but I think he planned it that way because we all got the turkey, and he just tossed them all out to us, and then
there was
he
multiples.
sped away so that he could get home to his family.
It sounded as if he threw one between the 4 of you, is what I thought you said.
Oh no,
okay.
Yeah. So
like it's dogs fighting over the kitchen scraps. Although that's pretty apt metaphor. Okay.
Yeah, few Thanksgiving meals I have ever had compared to that one.
Yeah.
Even the Thanksgivings where I've had nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
all right.
Speaking of Thanksgiving being, you mentioned something about it making its way around the Anglosphere, and our neighbors up north trying to latch on to our holiday.
Bless their hearts.
There is an island somewhere around Australia. It's part of Australia, but I don't know where. It's Norfolk Island, something like that. I'm probably mispronouncing it. Sorry, Australians. But American traders went there in like the 1800s. You show up routinely, and they adopted the Thanksgiving holiday because of the American traders' influence.
Traders or traders?
Traders.
Okay. Yeah. Very interesting.
So, Unless you have anything else, we can start wrapping this up with what we're thankful for.
Let's do it.
So,
Am I going first?
sure.
Okay. I didn't re-listen to this portion from last year, so if it's a rehash, that's not on purpose, but it's still genuine. Dan's choking on pumpkin spice over here. It's in his coffee. Y'all can't see it.
He poisoned.
Just assume. Just take my word for it when I say he has pumpkin spice. The nutmeg lobby is finally coming.
Big nutmeg got me.
Okay. Things I'm thankful for. I'm thankful to the Almighty God that has blessed us all, has given us this amazing country that we are stewarding and working so hard to preserve and hand off to our children. So I'm thankful for the country as well. I'm thankful for my family. I wouldn't be here today were not for a loving God and my wife and big sister. We'll just leave it at that. So I'm thankful for family. I'm thankful for you, my friend, in this enterprise.
Even though you just tried to kill me.
Even though I just attempted to kill you with pumpkin spice laced into your coffee. It won't be the last time I attempt. I enjoy this show. It's a creative outlet for us. It's good for us to have the presence of other veterans, and I'd like to think that we serve a purpose for them and for the people who listen or watch the show as well. So, really, top to bottom, I have a lot to be thankful for. Yeah. How about you, my friend?
Likewise, I'm thankful every day to be an American because we have been around the world and we have. Not every place is as blessed as these United States.
Amen.
And I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I'm thankful for my family and my friends, even though some of them are smiling assassins who I just fed pie to. I am thankful for all my bounty. And I'm thankful for the veterans that have been willing to come and sit down with us. I'm thankful for the people that have taken the time to send us these things that the listeners won't be able to hear, but the viewers will, that we have here in the studio that they have sent to us, that they have sent along the way as a measure of thanks for having them on the show and letting them share and preserve their stories. Of course, thankful for the audience to share these stories with, and of course, if you're interested in coming on the show, you can by all means reach out to us in any number of ways. Social media.
We're not hard to find.
Email, all that stuff. And, yeah.
And you and I are both the beneficiaries of having pretty amazing parents.
Yes.
We'll edit that part out?
Yeah.
Perfect.
So, last but not least, as we said, we're thankful for the viewers and we're thankful for the listeners. So, to the listeners in Jefferson City, Missouri, thank you.
How about Macclesfield, England? Thank you.
Fuquay Varina here in North Carolina.
That's not
which,
far.
When I was a kid, I actually thought that was one word because people don't say it, Fuquay Varina. It's Fuquay Varina.
Right.
Like it's one word. I thought for an embarrassingly long time, I thought it was one word. It is not.
To our bizarre friends in Amsterdam, Holland.
Yeah. And those listening and watching up in Newmarket, Maryland, where my brother and his family used to live.
Tel Aviv, Israel.
And Santa Clara, California, where the San Francisco 49ers play, but it is not San Francisco.
Also true. Sydney, Australia.
Madison, Alabama.
Winnipeg, Canada. Canada.
Upper America. Grand Blanc, Michigan.
Parnamirim, Brazil.
Prescott, Arizona.
Singapore.